Good evening and welcome to the Gothic Bohemian Salon. This is Julifer. I've been thinking a lot about the state of the Gothic subculture or culture these days, and I have come to a conclusion, and that is that there's something missing nowadays. And what's missing to me is soul and heart and depth, and also mystery. There used to be a great deal of mystery around the culture. Things were new and fresh and exciting and mysterious. And I think, in a sense, it's almost too easy to be goth, to become goth. It's too simple. There's clothes that are made already that you can just buy and wear and put on. You can buy dye to color your hair, several unusual colors, at your local drugstore. Black has been part of everybody's wardrobe for so long that there's plenty of stuff at thrift stores that's black. It used to be impossible to find black clothes at a thrift store because it just wasn't a color that people had worn much of in, the 50 years preceding the Gothic, beginning of the Gothic subculture. You generally had been a punk and had some kind of interesting haircut, which you then had to grow out in order to be a goth, because, one of the looks was longer hair. And there was a point, I remember, where it got really popular almost overnight, and people who hadn't been into punk were becoming gothic, and they'd just dye their long hair black and it was done. And it sort of feels like that to me now. It's just so easy to become goth, and so easy to find things online that satisfy your appetite for the macabre. Magic and witchcraft and the occult are very accessible now. There's things written down in books that would never have been written down in the past that were great secrets, and hopefully they're still keeping some of those, I mean, maybe it's different in smaller places. I don't know. So maybe it's harder in smaller places. But with the internet and everything, you can decorate your house, you can get the appropriate clothes, you can get the hair dye, all online, all delivered to your door, and you can look any way that you want within a matter of, hours, if you decide that that's what you want to do. You don't have to earn it or work at it or anything like that, and I think that's unfortunate. And not to be an elitist or anything, that's not what I'm saying, that people don't deserve to be goth or something if they don't work for it. I'm just saying that it is really easy, and or a lot easier than it was And it's kind of a shame because the mystery is very nearly gone. Vampires are popular again, so there's plenty of, entertainment geared towards the Gothic sensibility. You don't have to hunt for obscure old movies or anything like that anymore. And stuff is on Hulu and YouTube and easily accessible on the internet. If you want to know about German expressionistic film, which is one of the precursors of the Gothic subculture, you can find out about it and watch The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or Nosferatu on Hulu. You can find out about people like Anita Berber or the Marchesa Casati or the Countess Castiglione. These were really obscure people in the past. And, maybe you haven't heard of them. I'll be talking about all of those people in my series, Women Who've Inspired Me. So you'll get to hear about them. In the meantime, you could look them up yourself, probably in Wikipedia, and find out all that you want to know. That was Anita Berber, the Marchesa Casati, Casati, and the Countess Castiglione. That's spelled about the way that it sounds. Very remarkable women, very interesting precursors to the Gothic subculture in a way. Decadent literature is a lot more accessible. Simplist art, pre-Raphaelite art, these are things that Goths really were into at the beginning. Goth was informed by silent film quite a bit, and there's a mystery in silent film, definitely. So I don't know, this is kind of a ramble, I guess, but I have been thinking about it, and I don't know, I'd kind of like it if we brought some of the mystery back. And I don't mean like all gloom and doom and depressing or something like that. I'm just talking about mystery. The idea that there might be things that are unknown, that lurk around the edges. This is supposed to be an edgy subculture, and our teeth have been ground down by people who say that we need to get along with everybody and have impeccable manners and things. Not that we shouldn't treat our fellow human beings with respect, but that also doesn't mean that we need to let other people dictate how we're gonna behave either. A little bit of tooth might be a good thing. You never know. So those are my thoughts on the Gothic subculture today. I hope that this has been interesting. Thank you so much for joining me in the Gothic Bohemian Salon. And remember, embrace the darkness.